Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
Hey, Eric, it's so good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, especially with a brand new album out, The Art of Dreaming, and I've really enjoyed listening to this because it's kind of a departure from some of your past albums. I can really hear more of your influences from over the years in this album.
Yeah, that's what's kind of neat about this album. It does have a variety of influences and styles of songs. And so I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, also it's like it seems like a lot of emotion. I know you co-wrote on all 12 of these songs on this album. And it seems like you're really kind of sharing your emotions through all of them. And even on The Art of Dreaming, I like the way the single opens up to where it's almost like a gospel song.
Thank you. Well, that song's been with me for a while, Eric, and I've been threatening to put it out there for a long time. And I just felt like right now was the perfect time for The Art of Dreaming, because it's the art of dreaming ... is believing. And, I've just kept on believing, as well as I do, that our business is kind of an interesting business. It can be like a roller coaster. And if you're not ready to ride that roller coaster, if you get down in a little valley, if you don't keep the faith and keep believing, you're not going to get back up on the on the other side of that valley. But and that's what keeps propelling you forward, And so it's just, I feel like God placed a dream in my heart. And it's that keeping on believing that has kept me moving forward. And gosh, over 40 something years, about really truly 45 years, I've collected like over 2,000 songs. And so I'm just excited to be able to put them out. And right now, as I was going to say, to me, The Art of Dreaming was perfect for right now. After all we've all been through, it's been a very trying time, but now things are opening up, even though, right at this particular moment, our world is still in some very serious turmoil. I just pray every day, and I believe we're going to make it to the other side, and I'm going to keep on believing that way.
Well, and I'll tell you what, obviously your positive attitude comes through in these songs also on the album, which I've got so many favorites, including Run Baby Run, Patsy Cline, Crazy. You just got a lot, it's like I said, it's a very fun listen to this whole album because there's so many distinctive styles. It's not just like, obviously, from your hits in the past too, Deborah, you're known for more country music or even in the Americana vein, but it's like you've got some rockabilly in here. You've got, a little bit of everything.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. You picked two of my favorite songs. The opening track on the whole entire album is Run Baby Run. And I like that because I don't know, it's an elegant song, but it just makes me feel good, and it's got some great musicality to it. But you also mentioned Patsy Cline, Crazy, which is my brand new single. And actually we're getting ready to release a new video. So it's going to be coming out real soon. By the time we're out there, I don't know if we're live or if we're taping, but anyway, it's coming out real soon. I wanted to say about Patsy Cline, Crazy, what kind of sets it apart is it contains like 26 titles from vintage country music songs. It's not what you think it is. Because I had a friend of mine when I said, I got a new single, it's called Patsy Cline, Crazy. Go, oh, I'd love to hear you sing Crazy, your rendition. I go, well, it's not exactly what you think it is. It's actually, it takes all these vintage country music song titles and lyrics, and it's woven together to make a story. And the song is called Patsy Cline, Crazy. So I'm super excited about that one right now.
I was amazed how you achieved that tapestry also, because once again, being a music nut myself, it's like I recognized every title that you had in there in the lyrics. I'm like going, that had to take a lot of work to like you said, weave all those together.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was a challenge, but it was a whole lot of fun. And when you see the video, I think you're going to enjoy it too. I'm not going to give it away, but you'll enjoy it simply because you're a record guy and a radio guy. You're going to just enjoy the video.
Well, and I've got to bring this up also. You mentioned 2,000 published songs, and you've had songs recorded by Fleetwood Mac, by Reba, Isaac Hayes. I mean, the list goes on and on. George Jones, not to mention duets that you've done in the past, including with Jim Reeves and with George Jones. It seems to me with this new album, I think you wrote it in mind to be able to go out on the road and tour with it, because I know how much you enjoy doing live shows, and certainly like your shows you've done in Franklin with your Christmas shows. What's your plan kind of for tours?
Well, it's funny that you should ask, because after you and I finish our talk, and I'm not rushing us through it because I want to stay with you as long as you've got time, but I'm excited because today I actually go and ink my new deal with Fusion Booking Agency.
Wow.
So they've got plans to get me out. And so, naturally when I'm out on the road, I'll be singing some of the songs that people recognize me for, like Baby I Lied and Rock Me and those things. But I'm definitely looking so forward to bringing some of these brand new songs out. And, it will have some rockabilly woven into it, because I don't know if you know this, but I think it was in 2017. I got inducted into the International Rockabilly Hall of Fame. And there's a song on here. It's called Blue Collar Baby, which was just a single that was out, and had a video on that. And that is a song that I wrote with my great friend, Al Anderson. We used to call him Big Al Anderson, but we can't call him Big Al Anderson anymore because he's not as big as he used to be. But I'll tell you what, he is an amazing musician. He was the guitar player for NRBQ. Yeah. And in Rolling Stone magazine one year, they named him in the top 100 greatest guitar players of all time. Wow. And then he moved to Nashville. When he moved to Nashville, he started writing a lot. And one year he even achieved the BMI Songwriter of the Year award. So I've been pretty talk-hearted there.
Yeah, you brought in some star power, and I've got to bring this up too. Some people may not realize your incredible history also, Deborah, to where, moving here from Memphis, Tennessee, and with your early jobs. But I always find it so fascinating how Roy Orbison basically discovered you.
Yes, that is a fun fact of life. I used to work at the IHOP down at the top of 21st Avenue. Remember, that's where all the music people used to gather and have breakfast, or sometimes in the middle of the night. It's a fun place. You could see all kinds of characters in there. And I briefly worked there for a little while. And because I worked there, I knew the whole entire staff. So if I wanted to go just hang out and have quick breakfast, I never had to feel like the lonely girl sitting there, because I knew everybody there. But I was sitting there one morning, and I was probably about 18 or not more than 19 years old. I was sitting there, and I saw this guy across the room at a booth. He had this jet black hair and sunglasses. And then there was a guy across from him that had kind of salt and pepper hair. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I know those guys are in the music business. So I don't know what made me do this. Call it my naivete, and just, I don't know. I was 19. That's all I can say. So I walk over there to the booth and I go, excuse me, but are y'all in the insurance business? And they go, no, darling, we're in the music business. I slide into that booth and I said, that's what I was thinking. I'm a singer and I'm trying to get started. And I mean, they should have kicked me out of the booth and said, look, we've got our pancakes and eggs. Where but they didn't. They sat there and they just listened to me, and they gave me some great advice. Well, guess who I was sitting with? Roy Orbison and Joe Melson, who, they wrote Pretty Woman together. They were great friends. And of course, everybody knows about Roy. They were both so kind, so welcoming, so sweet to me. But I really, never thought I'd ever see them again. But I went back to my apartment. A few days later, I got my phone installed. So I went down to AFTRA, and I was saying, hey, I just want you to have my phone number. They go, we've been looking for you. We're so glad you got your phone. I look, guess who's looking for you? And I go, who? And they said, Joe Melson and Roy Orbison. They want you to come sing on a couple of his tracks.
Wow. I mean, that is, what a great Nashville story, Deborah.
It is. I was thinking about this and actually talking about this a little earlier. I have so many experiences that at the time, when you're going through life, you're just going through life, Right. But as time goes on, you look back on it and go, I am so thankful that I arrived in Nashville when I did. And I actually got to experience the tail end of what I call the tail end of old school, right, where people were still out and about and seen all the time. And when they saw someone that came up to them with a dream in their heart, they were just open and welcoming and actually held out a helping hand to try to help out.
Well,
Not that they're not that way now. It's grown up and gotten more sophisticated, and those situations sometimes don't happen as much.
Well, and your timing was perfect. And also, I got to bring up and brag on you a bit. You've also had a number of your songs in movies and films over the years, including Coyote Ugly, and I believe that film Christmas in Tune also.
Yes, because when you were listening to some of the people that have recorded my songs, you mentioned you threw Reba in there, and throughout the years, I would I almost get a Reba cut. She's like, "Hey, Reba really likes your song." And, oh boy, but it never did materialize until this year. I was watching TV, and a friend of mine calls up and says, "Hey, turn on the Lifetime TV. I think you've got a song in there. I think Reba's going to sing your song." So I flip it over there, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, there's Reba and John Schneider singing Rockin' Little Christmas."
That is so amazing.
My husband, he goes, "You know what? It's funny." Raymond looks up at me and goes, "Well, you finally got your Reba cut."
Well, it just always reminds me too how great a deal you put on every year with your big Christmas show, and how that always sells out. And I know how much you enjoy that. And also, you're a bit of a fashionista because you've got all the outfits and everything, and the matching guitars, which I don't think I could ever pull off, Deborah.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's the fun of Christmas. You get to dress up and kind of just get all sparkly and put it out there. But I love Christmas so much. And the Franklin Theater has really welcomed me there so many times. And we always do sell it out. And it just kind of starts the Christmas season off right.
Such an incredible venue. And I want to make sure for our viewers also, Deborah, that they know where to go to keep up as your singles are releasing from The Art of Dreaming, and your videos and the tour and everything else. You always have so much going on. Where do they need to go?
They need to go to my website. We've just kind of refreshed the website because we've got a bunch of brand new pictures for the album, picture for each individual single, lots of fun stuff. In fact, on the Blue Collar Baby, for people that are muscle cars and vintage cars, there's a car in there. It's an old Oldsmobile 1956 Holiday. And that's one of the things that we use. Sweet, wonderful people in Huntsville, Alabama, let us use their car, and it was just so much fun to do that. But yeah, go to my website. There's all kinds of new ones. We've got brand new photos for the Patsy Cline Crazy video that's coming out. And from there, it's DeborahAllen.com, DeborahAllen.com. And when you go there, there's a page that says Connect with Deborah. You can subscribe to my YouTube, which I'm really excited about. Wow. I try to stay up with all the technological changes, but I kind of neglected my new YouTube. But now with this new album coming out, I'm kind of directing people there because we're having videos, a lot of videos coming out, and people are just really responding. It's great. It's growing really fast, and I appreciate that so much. But you can go to my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Facebook, and all of that stuff right there from DeborahAllen.com.
Well, I'll tell you what, and you also produced this album, which not only co-writing all of the songs and your 2,000 song catalog, but congratulations. I love all the songs on here with The Art of Dreaming, and I can't wait to see you perform it live and on the road. Deborah Allen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Eric. I cannot wait to see you at a show. When you do, you'll be right on the front row. You'll be my #1 front row friend.
I'll be there. I'll hold up a sign and everything.
That'd be great. You better watch it. I might pull you up on stage and dance with you.
Oh, no. Thanks for coming on the show, Deborah.
I love you, Eric. Thank you so much.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.